Then there's little Nessy that I would put right about here. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive. There are a lot of great companies out there. I'm going to use an XY axis diagram here in a minute to give you insight into who we are at Little Nessy. Regardless of what industry you're in, one of the most important steps for your clients is for them to fully understand what they're getting into when they buy or sign up for your service. You know that as a loan officer, you provide way more than just rates as a value add for your clients. There's customer service, loan product offering, speed to close, and so much more. Well, at its core, Little Nessy creates social media content for loan officers. When any customer buys a product, they want to know two things: cost versus value. How is this going to make their life better? One of my favorite demonstrations of a product launch is when Steve Jobs introduced the very first iPhone, where he used a simple XY axis to demonstrate two things: how easy the product was to use and how smart it was. So here's a similar way to describe what we offer compared to everyone else that I see out there. Now, I'm not going to name any names, but I see four main buckets that companies fall into. I'll draw an x-axis here and a y-axis here. The left side represents companies that push out content that's just bland, not great for engagement, lacks visual interest, or is just too complex for your everyday person to understand. Or maybe the tech is too complex or lacks automation for you. The y-axis represents cost, the top line being affordable, the bottom line being less affordable or more expensive. So I'd put the majority of companies right about here. Very affordable, but their content is just going to annoy your audience. It's going to be lackluster stock photography, elementary design principles, and just not what people want to ingest on social media. The next bucket I'd put people into would fall right about here. Decent content, educational, informational, still lacking some creativity and being unique, but the cost is usually high for the value that you're getting. The next bucket I would put right about here. That's large scale creative agencies with your own project manager that tailors every single word, every single image to your specific needs and desires. The issue with this is high cost and quite often high levels of interaction they need from you to create your content. Then there's little Nessy that I would put right about here. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive, but with content that at its core designed for high engagement and that keeps up with social trends. If that's a business model that works for you, I'd love to chat with you more. Book a discovery call with me on our website to dig in at littlenessy.com.